What's going on, everybody? This is Mason. You are tuning into the YouTube channel Wasatch Pop, guys. Hope you're having a fantastic day, fantastic week. Thank you for taking time out of your day to watch this video. Today, guys, well, you already know yesterday, if you haven't watched yesterday's video, we went over the best Funko Pops of 2020. But today, well, we're gonna go on a little bit of a different path on this one. Today, we are going to be talking about, how you doing? These are the worst Funko Pops of 2020. Yuck. I'm so sorry about that voice. Anyways, guys, yeah, so we're going to be talking about maybe a couple of misfires that Funko had this year. I did a poll over on Instagram. I asked you guys, what are some of the, the worst or your least favorite Funko Pops this year? And you guys had some awesome suggestions. And kind of, I'm going to combine, like in the last video, I'm going to combine my thoughts with your guys' suggestions. And a majority of them, well, I definitely agreed with you. So we're going to get into some pretty fun stuff today, and it should be interesting. But let's take a look at the worst pops of 2020. All right, so like I said, we got some pretty good suggestions for you guys. So the first one that came in from Instagram was Flocked Pokemon. And I think this is pretty obvious of why this is on this worst list of 2020, but let's kind of dive into this a little bit. So the Pokemon Pops, don't get me wrong, look really awesome, but some of them that they're doing flocked makes absolutely no sense why they're flocked, honestly. I think a couple that come to mind for me are maybe like Squirtle, Charmander, even Bulbasaur. I honestly don't think, why are they flocked exactly? I don't remember them. I want to say that, they almost have like reptile skin, right? Why would they need to be flocked? And I mean, all you Pokemon people out there, I can't really speak for all you because I don't really collect Pokemon Pops a ton, but I feel like it would be very annoying to have all these different variants of all these Pops of something that actually doesn't really make sense. A flocked Pokemon, it's not fuzzy in real life. Well, I mean, Pokemon's not real life, but you get what I'm saying. Like, it's kind of an unnecessary, I don't know, exclusive or an unnecessary variant, I guess is the best way to put it. We're going to be seeing a lot of those on this list today, but yeah, number one, flocked Pokemon definitely deserve to be on this list. Just unnecessary. Okay, this one might get a couple of mixed reviews, but somebody said add icons of food items with arms and legs, Spam Kool-Aid packet, Coke bottle, etc. Very interesting here. I mean, I don't know. I'm a little 50-50 on this. If this if this makes the worst list, I could see why it could be potentially on this list. So to kind of maybe talk about it a little bit, guys, I mean, it's a cool way of introducing brands, and making Funko Pops of stuff that don't necessarily have like a mascot or a character. But in a way, it is kind of pushing it a little bit. I mean, if you look at some of these, like the Spam and like the Kool-Aid packets and stuff, definitely kind of is a little off-putting. It looks a little weird, honestly. And I don't think, honestly, it looks like a lot of Pops. I mean, Funko likes to, get creative and make Pops that don't really look like the normal mold, But I think this might be a little overboard. I don't know personally if I'm going to collect any of these because they're just a little weird for me. I like the concept and everything, but I just don't really find it necessary to make these characters. But who knows? Maybe they'll be super popular. But for that reason of it just being kind of weird, a little bit off-putting, I think it deserves to be on this list. Okay, somebody sent in the suggestion of Barney from How I Met Your Mother. And I don't really watch the show, but I know that there was a lot of controversy on the character because he didn't really look like him from the show. It kind of just looked like another generic, if I'm not mistaken. I wonder if I'm getting the character mixed up here. Okay, I was right. It is the Neil Patrick Harris character. For me, it kind of almost just looks like just some other random blonde dude. I mean, if you look at some of the Pops that are related to TV shows like The Office, they kind of give them distinct features that help you kind of differentiate between other people. If I'm not mistaken, I think this Pop, yeah, it's just him in a suit holding a drink. And so, I mean, I guess, he does drink a lot from what I see in the show and everything. I'm not 100% sure, but there's not really much that's identified to the character. A lot of people said that he could be holding certain things that pertain to his character a little bit better, and maybe that's the case, and maybe they could have done something a little bit different. But yeah, a lot of people seemed to not really like that, and that it just didn't really look like the character much. So for that reason, it's on this list. All right, so somebody sent in the suggestion of the Overdone Artist Series. Well, they said the Artist Series, it's overdone. And, I have to agree with you a little bit on that. some of the art series pops, I think the ones specifically that I kind of agree with you on that is like Batman and like, is it Jango Fett or Boba Fett? I think it's Boba Fett. They have so many of those art series of both of those characters, and I don't really find it necessary. I feel like art series in itself, I could see maybe having like one from like each line, but I feel like it's kind of overdone. It's in the fact that it's almost like the Chrome Pops, the Batman Chrome Pops, how there was like freaking like 8 different ones or whatever. I might be exaggerating a little bit on that, but it's just, I don't know. I just don't really find the art series, multiple ones at least, necessary. I mean, if you look at something maybe like the art series of like Bugs Bunny, that's pretty cool. I mean, it kind of, you know, is like a celebration of the character itself. One is great, one and done. That's all I'm gonna say. But if you're making multiple, I just don't understand. So some of the art series pops, I 100% agree, have to be on this worst list. And going along on that same thing, somebody said, I dislike exclusives that are the same mold, but in chrome. Yeah, definitely there was no shortage of chrome pops this year. There always is. And, you know, whether or not this is something that you enjoy collecting, I'm not a huge fan of it. And we'll just leave it at that. We're not even going to get into that. Because we could talk another like 2 or 3 minutes about chrome pops, but figured I'd mention that. Somebody said, does the Target gift card chase count? That one was garbage. Hashtag hot trash. I guess, I mean, we're including it on this list and I'm mentioning it here in the video. So yeah, we're going to include it. Yeah, that seems kind of like a gimmicky thing to me. It's not necessarily a Funko Pop. I mean, it's the character of Bullseye in Funko Pop form on a gift card, and there's a chase version of it. Like, why? I don't understand. Like, how is this worth of any value if you're trying to get value out of a pop? Like, it's going to be worth as much as the gift card itself. Like, has to be a minimum of $5, right? So it's only going to be worth $5. So what's the point in even getting it? Maybe if you're collecting it, I don't know. It just seemed kind of like a gimmicky thing that Funko was doing to sell more gift cards, maybe. Maybe they were struggling. I'm not 100% sure, but it seemed kind of like a weird, unnecessary thing. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know. Let me know below what you thought of that. Okay, this one's an interesting one to me. Sadly, the Bill Murray, Tom Hanks, and Adam Sandler pops, they sit on the shelves a lot. Okay, so I think from a standpoint of overmaking things, I would have to agree with this being on the worst list. The overall characters look fine. I think the pops look fine. You can definitely identify that they're different Adam Sandler characters and different Bill Murray characters. But why? I'm just kind of confused of why they made so many. And I don't know about you guys, but I can walk into Walmart and I can see like 10,000 different Bill Murray pops. I don't know about Adam Sandler, but I like Adam Sandler. I'm a fan of what he does. But it seemed like they kind of came out with too many of his pops all at once, and maybe one character per every, I don't know, maybe a couple characters per year. Seems like they kind of overdid that with Bill Murray as well. Both people are, you know, are very highly liked comedians, actors, or whatever. But it seemed to me that they just released way too many, and it just seems like not a lot of people are enjoying them because they just release so many so quick, and I think that's why it's on this list. Okay, this one, yeah, I 100% agree with this one. The Marvel Graffiti Pops. So the first one that was released was to New York Comic Con, I believe, and this is Miles Morales. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, but guys, I can't even like see what the pop is. Honestly, 100%, I can't even tell like that's really Spider-Man unless you're like getting out your bifocals and you're looking super close. That's the only way that you're gonna tell that that's Spider-Man. Cool, I get it. Graffiti art is awesome. It's a cool, awesome art form, but I just don't feel like it was super necessary to put that on a pop and you can't even really tell who the character is. I get it. I mean, they're maybe kind of going towards the way of maybe like stylized figures, you know, and going towards that and kind of maybe branching off a little bit in that aspect. But I just think it looks cluttered. It looks weird. And I don't know about you guys, but 100%, I agree that it needs to be on the worst list of 2020. Maybe it was just an idea that just wasn't executed very well, but I don't know. It just looks weird to me. Okay, somebody on here said the excessive Baby Yoda pops. And I mean, I would have to agree. I wouldn't say that the pops look terrible, but the fact that they're making so many, I mean, do you blame Funko? They're milking the cash cow. The Mandalorian, great show. I love the show. It's awesome, but they're definitely capitalizing on the character of Baby Yoda, or the child, I guess if you want to say it that way. But yeah, I think they're overdoing it just a little bit. But you know what? If you're going to make money off of it, you got to look at it from a company standpoint. Makes sense, right? If it's there and people are going to buy it, why not make it? But I don't necessarily like agree from the standpoint that it's because they look bad. I think it's just because they made too many. So yeah, for that matter, I think in that aspect of making so many, it definitely deserves to be on the list of the worst of 2020. Okay, this one's kind of interesting. So somebody said retro My Little Pony Pops. Well, these haven't actually been released. I don't think they were just announced in this year, but I would have to agree. They kind of just look kind of plain, a little bit meh. Like, why is this even a thing? I know My Little Ponies, it's supposed to really look like the old toys that they came out with back in the day, but it just doesn't, I don't know. It just doesn't really make sense coming into a pop. They've done a really good job with some of those other retro toys becoming pops like Stretch Armstrong, Cavity Sam. Those look really cool, but the My Little Pony ones, I'm scratching my head a little bit confused. They just kind of look like they're sad. I honestly don't know. It just looks like a weird thing to make into a pop, I guess. Okay, this one I would have to agree with, and I remember actually finding this and buying it just for the fact that it was a chase. But somebody says the chase unicorn from Onward, it was so lazy. And I would have to agree on that. I think the only thing that made it a chase was the glitter on its like unicorn horn or whatever. So yeah, I would definitely have to agree on that. It's just, I don't know, it's just a lazy variant. I mean, if you're looking at it from the standpoint of getting a chase, and you know, I mean, that's fine. It's cool to have a chase or whatever, but it just definitely wasn't very creative on Funko's part to just slap on some glitter or whatever. I don't personally remember any unicorns with glitter horns from the movie. I mean, you could maybe, I don't know, maybe do some research and maybe there's something different. But I personally don't remember any different unicorn from that movie. Why even make this a chase? It was kind of controversial that you made it a pop in the beginning. But yeah, definitely a very lazy chase, and 1000% agree. It is on the worst list for 2020. And this last one, somebody said the concept series, so this is the Star Wars pops, Chewbacca and Yoda. So yeah, these are a little bit off-putting. They look a little scary. And I think that's, you know, why they're named concept series. They didn't actually make these into the actual characters. And I think it was for a good reason. Chewbacca looks so terrifying. He looks like something that I don't even know. Like you're mixing, it just looks like a horror version of Chewbacca. Like it's so scary. The Yoda, I mean, it's not as bad, but it does look kind of weird. And so I don't know, if you're into that kind of thing of kind of just like really off-brand, like nobody would really know that this was even a concept character pops of Star Wars, maybe you would like that. But me personally, I don't think it's really my jam. I don't think it's really my thing. But anyways, I figured, you know, since it just looks just so strange, I think it deserved to be on this list. And just like that, guys, we're done with the worst pops of 2020. We definitely, you know, kind of took a stab and maybe took a couple of jabs at some pops that maybe didn't deserve to be on this list, but I definitely felt like it deserved some recognition for being the worst pop in one way or another of 2020. But let me know in the comment section below what you guys thought were some of the worst pops of 2020. If you agree or disagree, I'm all for it. Let me know in the comment section below. Be sure if you enjoyed this video, give it a like, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos like this one. We're gonna be talking about what's new to come for Funko, or what to expect in 2021 moving forward for Funko. So be on the lookout for that video. And guys, thank you so much for watching again. You guys are the best. Remember to be kind of one another and always promote positivity. And I'll see you in the next video. Catch you guys later.